You know? Hey, it is Friday night. And you know what that means? It's time for Covenant Metal Show Live. And we are here tonight. Now, if I butcher your name, your last name, I apologize. But okay. Ninah Llopis or Llopis?
Whoa, that was close. Peace.
Yo, peace?
Yeah, Llopis. Because double L in Spanish, you pronounce
the Y.
it like a Y. So it's Llopis.
Ah.
I come in peace, Llopis.
Like coming up and going, yo, peace. Right?
There you go.
Word to your mother. No. Oh, man. So let's see. We don't have anybody watching yet, but that's cool.
That's okay.
It takes a while for everybody to get the notification. So, guys, if you don't know, Ninah was in a band back in the day called The Lead. And so she's going to, talk us through her history and whatnot. So let's go ahead and start with how you got into Christian music and the genre that you picked and got into.
Yes. Okay, so eons ago,
mm-hmm.
probably before most of your audience was born, no, maybe not that long ago, but a long time ago, I was studying at the University of Miami, and mm-hmm. I came to know the Lord in college. I did not know the Lord, did not grow up knowing the Lord, nothing. I got saved at the university. And Julio Ray, the guitar player from The Lead, was in one of my art classes. We were art students.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And then I get an internship at this place, and I'm in the art studio, and I walk in, and there's Julio. And Julio started sharing with me all the music that he was into. Now, I had just come to know the Lord, and mm-hmm. way back, hundreds of years ago, there wasn't a lot of Christian music.
Right.
So somebody gave me Amy Grant, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. I mean, Amy Grant's awesome, but that was not anything that I was into.
Right.
I actually grew up and this is a funny story because I had a brother who was older than me that was super into rock. When I was in 4th grade, I was listening to Jimi Hendrix and Led Zeppelin.
Ah.
So I was super into anything heavy. So that was kind of part of me. So there was Undercover was there. I remember God Rules meant a whole lot to me. The Altar Boys, all that. But since Julio and I were working together, he kept sharing with me, let's do something that's more punk, because that's what we were both a little bit more into, at least that. And that's how The Lead got started. And we found Robbie through an advertisement. And we were together. Well, we're still kind of together. So it's kind of like, we were together probably 7, 8 years.
Okay.
And then I did a lot of solo stuff. I've also been leading worship in the church for over 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So the whole time doing that, still writing music and trying to do some stuff outside of that. And that's how The Lead was born. That was way like 1980. Oh, I'm really dating myself here. That was like 1985.
That's
before you were born.
Before what?
Before you were born.
Me? How old do you think I am? Honestly,
I don't know, but most people are like.
Okay. Well, 1985, I was 12 years old.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'm just saying. It was a long time ago. It was a long time ago.
Right.
So
Right.
when we formed The Lead, and I believe the Lord just had his hand on the lead. Okay, let me go back just a few months before the lead. So I come to know the Lord. People are giving me Amy Grant, they're giving me stuff, and I'm like, I need something like heavier than this. This is a God story. Okay. So I actually lived on campus in married housing. I was already married. I got married really young at 20, and I'm still married to that same wonderful guy.
Awesome.
So we lived on campus, and I put the TV on, and I was watching a hardcore punk concert on Channel 2 from London. And it was showing, the whole documentary was about people were getting really hurt in the mosh pit. That's what it was about. And as I'm watching that, I am sensing that the Lord is saying to me, I have you in that.
Wow.
Not the stuff that people are giving you. And I just remember going, what? Like what? Well, when we formed the league, within months we were opening up for suicidal tendencies.
Oh wow.
Because the guy that was booking the bands in Miami, he just liked us because we were kind of a novelty. A woman bass player, and he knew we were Christian.
Right.
So we opened up for those bands like pretty quickly, which was really eye-opening.
Yeah, awesome. It's so cool to see, there's pictures from back in the day because back in your guys' early days, because like before we got started, I showed you I got your guys' CDs here. They came out in the last few years from Rocks Records. I got
yeah,
the lead, the Pass Behind plus 30. This was released in actually about 5 years ago, 2019, on Rocks Records, and just really cool. I mean, I don't know if anybody can really see the picture on the back there, but that just brings back so many memories from the 80s.
Let me see that picture because
it's you guys are by railroad tracks.
Oh no, okay, I'm looking at that. Oh yeah, that was the railroad track picture. That's when I had my tongue like this and my and Julio and Robbie were like, "Are you sure you want to use that photo?" And I said, "Yeah, I don't care."
Yep, yeah. And then the lead again.
We're into railroad tracks. I didn't realize.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's cool, other CDs. There's Automoloch, Burn This Record.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the first EP we did was 4 songs, and we were still kind of more punk. And those were the first songs I wrote with the lead on the bass guitar, and they were all 3 chords.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we got some folks chiming in here. We've got Jeremy Scaffini says, "Hey there, Joe Moreau." Hey, my buddy Joe Moreau. He says he's got that. It was on Rocks also. David Larry Carroll says, "Hi there, Ninah."
Hey.
Yeah. Rick Queen. I used to have that album. Awesome. So honestly, until this one came out on Rocks Records, I'll be honest with you, before that, I had never even heard of you guys. Never even heard of the lead. Well, I got saved in the fall of 2001. So I missed out on the 80s. The 80s and 90s Christian music. I missed out on all of that. So I came to the game late, and I had to kind of, go back and do my homework, But I really like this stuff. It's awesome. I've seen I think I saw some old video clips on YouTube of you guys performing at like Cornerstone back in the day. So that's pretty cool. So how did you guys put out a few albums, and then
We
Just
put out a few
life
albums.
got in the way and you guys had to hang it up for a while, or?
Well, no.
Okay.
Okay, so what started to happen was I'm now playing acoustic guitar and I'm playing the piano and I'm writing stuff that doesn't sound like it doesn't go with the lead, right? And so we were on REX records back then, not Rocks, Rex.
Rex. Okay.
Rex had a lot of great artists. If you look up all the Rex artists back then, there were a lot. There were a lot of artists. And I sent the guy that was the head of that back then, Doug Mann, I sent him a cassette tape. This is how far we're going back, of demos of me sitting on the bathroom floor playing songs that I wrote. And he said, wow, we want to put that out. Like, how many songs do you have? And I said, I have about 15 songs. And he said, wow. Yeah, we want to put that out. And then also put the lead out. So the plan was, on my part, was to do both. But just some things kind of like, we had been together for a long time. Like I said, we used to meet 2 and 3 times a week. We were like a family. Oh, yeah. Robbie had played drums with me in church also for years on the worship team.
Oh, right on.
So yeah, we would.
So you guys had that history there then.
Oh yeah, like the wives and everything, and the kids.
Wow.
It was almost like to not go into the whole thing, but we met and just realized maybe we're not going to do the lead now anymore.
Yeah.
But it was kind of weird because we were in the middle of we were going to start to record a new CD.
So around what time was this? Like what year was that you guys were like, maybe it's time?
Yeah, like 1990. I could 90? Be wrong.
Oh, okay. So late 80s, early 90s?
Probably. I'm going to say 1989, 1990, because I did do the solo CD. It was called No Shadow of Turning.
Okay. Yeah, and you've done some solo stuff. We can talk about that too. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So I did I think that was 1991, around there. Always maybe thinking that the lead was going to go back together at some point, but then I just started doing solo stuff. And then I had 3 other bands during this.
And so you just stayed busy.
I was busy. Also still leading worship. So, yeah, life, right? But still doing all the music, and so thankful. I just think how the Lord's been so gracious to me, allowing me to keep writing and people producing and CDs coming out and songs all over and like different things. I'm just thankful.
Oh yeah. I mean, and it is a blessing, in many ways, because honestly, like I was saying, before these came out, a few years ago, I had never heard of you guys. And so if it wasn't for, like Rocks Records,
Rocks Records.
Yeah. And honestly, there's a lot of bands that I did not even know about until it's because I've been working with Rocks Records for like the last over 7 years now.
Okay.
And I do a lot of videos for Bill over at Rocks Records, and
did it for us.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, if it wasn't for him and his love for these bands, and remastering and reissuing these albums, a lot of these bands I wouldn't even know about, because honestly, like one band that comes to mind is Fear Not. Okay, before they put their EP for the Wounded Heart out a few years ago, I'd never heard of them. Yeah, they put out one album in '93 and that was it.
Right.
But like I said, I came to the game in 2001, so I had a lot of homework to catch up on.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of awesome bands out there. that, you look at, when I look at those CDs, with so much time and work and effort goes into creating that.
Yeah.
I remember once walking into when there used to be, I don't know if you have those up there, like these Bible centers where you bought CDs, the Bible bookstore.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember seeing one of my CDs in there for 99 cents, and it made me feel like wow, we put a lot of time into that, right? But
Yeah.
obviously, a lot of time had gone by also. But yeah, there's some great bands, and I'm so thankful to Mr. Bill over at Rocks Records. He's, he had contacted me. I had done a solo CD called "I'm Your Child" that Steve Griffith had produced. I don't know if you're familiar with Vector. It's a bunch of those bands also from that time, the 90s. Anyway, it's probably one of the best CDs I've ever done. And "I'm Your Child" was like, it was just it meant a lot to me, that song. Anyway.
I got a question here from Joe Moreau. Joe wants to know, is Ninah currently, he's a poet, didn't know it. Is Ninah currently involved with any music projects?
Yes. I am doing a project with Ryan Roebuck.
Yes, from Motivic. Yeah.
Motivics.
He is a very good friend of mine.
I say this and plug Motivics because I did get to hear like a bunch of the songs. I know they haven't released them yet.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
That project is off the chart.
Oh man. Yeah,
off
it is.
The chart amazing.
It blows me away because I met him in person once, and it was in 2022 at the very first Immortal Fest in Versailles, Ohio. And Ryan and I got to meet, and man, we just click. Yeah. And we've been buddies ever since. Gosh, it's been a few years now. It was right before their first album came out. I interviewed them on my show, and we just stayed in touch, and we become like really close, like brothers, And yeah, he's a great dude, and looking forward to seeing him again this summer. Have you no, have you ever been to the Immortal Fest? I haven't seen you there, but
okay, in all honesty, I haven't been to anything in years.
Okay.
But one of the main reasons is because up until 3 years ago, I've been leading worship, which bunches of services and teams and all that stuff. I've just not. I was kind of in a whole different genre for a while.
Just praise and worship.
Exactly. So
right. Okay.
You're so involved. You're working for a church and you're on staff, and it's all wonderful and it's all good, but that's kind of your focus.
Yeah.
So I haven't been to anything, unfortunately, in ages. But yeah, I think it's time to start looking into all that. All the festivals that I haven't missed.
Oh yeah, would be awesome. It would be awesome, and I'm sure everybody watching will agree with me for a lead reunion.
I know.
Even if it's a one-off show, man, just to have you guys up on stage rocking out again together.
I think it could happen now. If you would have asked me, if you would have asked me a year ago, I would have said, I don't think so. I'm starting to think that could happen.
You'd be surprised, honestly. There's a lot of these bands that haven't been around for years.
Yeah,
they're getting back together.
I see everybody getting back together.
Oh yeah, they're getting back together. They're doing these shows and even putting new music out. So it's awesome. It really is.
Yeah. So the lead has a new CD we're working on. I sent you 15 seconds of the new.
Actually, I think the whole thing was on here. It was like about 5 minutes long, but
I'm not okay. Don't play it for anybody.
No.
It's a really rough draft. Well, it's rough, but it's actually not that rough.
No, no.
But
I mean, you could tell it's a demo. I mean,
yeah,
but no, I think it sounds cool. It really
it,
does.
I think the direction is getting there.
Hmm.
I hadn't, honestly, I had not played the bass in 4 years,
Oh, wow.
but it's like riding a bike. So I started to play it and went, oh, I can still play it, sort of. But of course, after 15 minutes, my hand was feeling like it was gonna fall off. But
Oh, yeah, because you got to get the dexterity and all that back. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, it could happen. I don't want to. I never say never.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people will be, myself, Joe here, and others watching. They're going to be excited to have a new lead album come out, and yeah, and the interest is there. It's so weird. It's like
It is weird.
for some people, you might have been gone for 30 years, right? And to to you it's 30 years, and then you come back, but your fans are still there, and to them it's like they just heard you guys and saw you guys do a show like yesterday, like time didn't really
Right.
really
Well, that
go by for them.
but that is how music is, right?
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
timeless in a way. The music that you love and the bands that you love are just, it is kind of a timeless thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It really is. Now your solo stuff, I did kind of like just a quick little music video thing for your solo deal with Ryan
Yes.
uh just a few months ago. And that was gosh, I'm trying to remember the name. It was something clay something or other.
Me out of the miry clay.
Myri Clay, that was it.
My
Yeah,
clay. We're probably going to do 5 songs.
right on.
He's working on one right now.
Oh, and that Myri Clay, guys, that is on Rocks Records
Yes.
YouTube channel.
We
So
did
you guys,
release it as a single. It's
yeah,
on
so you guys can go up
Spotify.
and
It's on Apple Music. It's on all that wonderful stuff.
there you go.
So he's working on one right now. I have one song called "The Struggle Is Real," and that's probably going to be the one that's going to take a little bit more of figuring it out.
Right.
Sometimes I write on the guitar,
Hmm.
and sometimes I write on the piano.
Oh,
And
piano. Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of times I write on the piano. Now with the lead, I was just writing on the bass because that's what I played, was the bass. But the last song that we're recording, I actually did write it on the guitar. But
Yep.
um,
Yeah, you're getting all kinds of love here, Nina. You got Joe
right.
Moreau. This news just made my 2024. He's all excited for a new lead album.
Yeah.
And CJ Fast says, I love your solo music, Nina. And he really hopes for some more. And we got Brian Schertzer here says, she is so talented and has given the world some amazing music.
Oh,
Absolutely. I agree.
that's
I agree.
Nice. That's nice.
We love you, Nina.
Oh, I love you too. Super nice. Yeah,
Awesome.
I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful that I can still be doing music. It's like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm just really, I'm really thankful. So so Ryan is doing the solo CD. I didn't think I was actually going to be working on the lead new CD while I was doing the other, but it's fine. It's fine. It's working out fine. So the last solo CD I did was Unveiled, Part 1 and 2, which Rocks Records put out. So Part 1 I had actually done years before the Part 2. And Bill graciously said, oh, well, let's just put it together, which was so cool. And he put that out, Unveiled Part 1 and 2. And I got to work with James Wisner, who is a great producer, produced Dashboard Confessionals first CDs, and Under Oath, bunches of different bands. So he did also another CD that I have out called More Than a Song.
Ah, okay.
Now, when I say I have it out, all this stuff is mostly on Bandcamp.
Okay, so digitally.
Yeah. So, though I have 500 More Than on a CD sitting in a box, and I'm not quite sure. I know I'm not even sure what to do with that. But anyway, they're in a box. Hopefully still in the garage. But I have a lot of stuff on Bandcamp. I also have a 5-song CD called Go Be Do, which is pretty punk.
Go Be Do.
Really punk. That Dave Clow, who's also an amazing guitarist, he produced it. But we never quite, it's sort of, I don't know, it's mastered, but it's not. It's sort of a demo, and I just said, let's just leave it, but it's cool. It's called Go Be Do. It has cool songs. It has fun punk, pop punk songs.
Nice.
That's on Bandcamp. The only one that's not on Bandcamp is the first solo CD that I did called No Shadow of Turning.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I didn't. I just need to put it on there. I'm just telling everybody in case they want to go to Bandcamp, they can find all my solo stuff on there.
Very cool. And do you have kind of like an ETA maybe on when the new lead album will be done and your next solo album will be done, or is it just kind of, you know, you guys, obviously I'm sure you're not rushing things, you're just taking your time, which is good, you know?
No, I'm so glad you asked me this question. The last lead CD took us almost 3 years.
Oh wow.
For no reason at all, just everybody busy. So I have talked to Julio Ray, the guitarist. I might have mentioned it to Robbie, but I haven't really spoken to Robbie as much lately because he moved out of Miami. That we can't like we need to have some kind of timeline. Like I don't want to wait 3 years. So, which is actually good. We're in there now and we're doing it. And with Ryan, I'm hoping that that will get done in May. I know I know May's around the corner, so okay, not May. I didn't realize May. Oh my God. Oh yeah, you're gonna
maybe June or July, right?
We'll do it all tonight. So I'm gonna say June.
Okay.
But I almost feel like this sense of the waiting is just not good. I mean, unless you're working on it, I mean, you're having like where you're hearing the song going, no, this is just not done. We need to keep working. But if you know that the thing is done, the waiting, I think, is not a good thing anymore at all.
Right.
Oh, yeah. So the lead, we're going to put out that hopefully the first song that we're almost done with, hopefully we'll put it out in the next 3 weeks.
Awesome.
I think we can do that.
That would be really cool. I mean, I would be excited. And I know these guys be excited. Joe Moreau says, make the move quickly, Ninah.
Yeah, I agree. I know Julio posted, well, when I was recording my vocal, I kind of just took a little video footage of where we were at in that studio of Julio's guitar part on the new song, the solo. So I think he posted it on our Instagram.
Oh, okay.
So if anybody, or I think he posted it on the lead's Facebook also. So it's just his solo, but it sounds really good. The whole thing's going to sound good.
Oh yeah. Support all you guys. Absolutely.
It's going to be good. But I'm really excited about kind of moving forward also with Ryan on the songs that we're doing. And he's doing a great job.
He is amazingly talented.
He's
absolutely
super talented, and I've never met him.
Oh, he's such a good dude. He's He, me and him, we talk almost every single day and just crack up. And
Really? Oh, I love
yeah,
that.
oh yeah,
That's
he's a
cool.
good dude. Yeah,
Very
I love that guy.
well. Hopefully, I'll meet him one day. Actually,
Yeah.
when I heard his first song, I asked him if I could be in his band.
Oh, in his band Motivic? Wow, that'd be cool.
That was a joke.
Oh,
joke. It was
okay.
so good. The song. I said, "Can I be in your band, please?"
So Joe is asking, like, the new lead album,
Yeah.
if it'll be available on Bandcamp with all the other music from the lead.
Yes.
Yes, awesome, very cool. Let's see.
We haven't really talked about exactly everything with that, but I know it'll be on Bandcamp for sure.
Joe is gonna petition Ryan to get you in the band.
No, I think that
can you do growls?
Who? Me?
You yeah, can you
Here's the thing, I used to do no, I never did growls. I never really did screamo either. It was kind of in between.
Right.
But the reason I stopped doing all that was because I realized I couldn't do that and keep leading worship.
Well,
it was going to affect my voice, and I love leading worship. That means so much to me. It really
I guarantee you, because Sunday morning some people come into church and they're kind of tired and whatnot. Yes. But you get that first worship song going, and it totally freak everybody out. Just get up on the mic and go,
Can you?
I'm just joking.
And maybe if you were in a church where that was the worship, that would be great.
It would be cool, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I remember I still remember this guy coming up to me after one of the services going, "Wait a minute, are you Ninah from the lead?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Wait a minute. No way." Because when he was a teenager, he went to see the lead at Cornerstone.
Oh, nice.
So he couldn't quite put together the lady up there, right? Singing worship. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody looks the way they did back in the 80s, So
that's a long time ago. I was looking at the thing you posted and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that was 35."
Well, yeah, I mean, I was trying to find a picture of you guys, and I just happened to find that on y'all's Facebook page. So I was like, "Yeah,
that was
like
our
a cool picture. I'll use that."
That was the first EP.
Wow.
Yeah.
Brian Scherzer says, "Have you ever thought of writing a biography of your adventures?"
That's so interesting that you're saying that. I have thought about it because, I have a lot of stories, and it not just also being in a Christian punk band, but also being a female in the Christian punk and that whole scenario. Yeah, I could do that. I have thought about it. I had.
Take care of Joe. Joe had to go, but I just wanted to give him a shout out there. I don't know. David Larry Carroll, he's saying, "Hey, you from Tunnel Vision, can you do it live?" I'm not sure exactly what he's talking about.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Dun, dun, dun.
There you go. Hey, go for it.
Like
okay.
Bike, but...
like riding a bike. Awesome. Yeah, time does fly when you're having fun.
Intense. Playing in the lead was intense.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I sometimes at the end of shows would look down and my hand would be bleeding from playing the bass. I'm not kidding.
Oh, I believe it. I've heard stories of Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I've heard I know who he is. I wish I knew him, but I know who he is.
Right. I've heard, man, he would at the end of shows, he would literally have a hole in his thumb
I can,
from just slapping the bass,
yeah,
you know, and
yeah. And he
and
was,
it's just
I didn't
oh
slap. I never could play like, well, the Leeds music was so fast you didn't have time to slap.
yeah,
It was intense though.
very
Awesome. It
cool,
was awesome.
very
Awesome year.
cool.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Awesome.
So you probably never, did you ever, well, I know that Cornerstone,
I
I'm
never
not,
got to go. See,
okay.
I came to I came to the Lord in the fall of 2001, but I didn't really start listening to Christian, you know, music and metal and stuff until
Yeah.
2005. And by
Okay.
that time, Cornerstone was either done or it was wrapping
Right.
up and being done.
Right.
And like I said, I came to the game kind of late and I missed out on all of that stuff, unfortunately. But
What
uh,
about audio
I'm
feed?
involved in now. I've never been to Audio Feed. The Immortal Fest is the biggest one I've ever
Yeah.
been to, and this summer is their third year, so I've been to all of them so far. Um, Maybe someday I'll go to Audio Feed. Um, I don't know. I'll be honest. A lot of these newer bands,
Yeah.
I'm really picky with music, and I'm old school. You know,
Well,
and for
who are the bands that you love?
oh gosh.
Now now I'm going to interview you.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's cool. Well, my favorite, Deliverance. A huge Deliverance
Mhm.
fan, and see, I like the '80s, you know, heavy metal stuff. So, Baron
I
Cross,
want to say
Sacred
that we
Warrior. What's that?
opened up, we opened up, or we played with Deliverance, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow, very
Wait.
cool.
Am I saying the right thing? I
Ah,
feel
yeah.
we played with Deliverance in a club called Club 777 in Fort Lauderdale, but I could be wrong. I might be saying the wrong thing, but I
I,
think we did.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah, you weren't there because you were three. But anyway,
Oh, okay.
um, I don't know. I could be saying the wrong thing, but I feel like we did play with them.
Okay.
They're
Let's see. I love Baron Cross,
Yeah,
Sacred Warrior, Saint, White
yeah, those are all
Cross. I mean,
bands.
Guardian, Holy Soldier. Those are among, you know, favorites of mine. Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, so see, the lead was the interesting thing about the lead was we really started off more punk,
Yeah.
and then it was morphing into more like thrash metal. But when we first started, it was more like the Ramones or that kind of, that kind of genre.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never really. I mean, I would never say that the lead was metal. We had
Hmm.
maybe glimpses a little bit of metal, right?
Right.
And maybe
Maybe some
not
songs that were a
just
little
glimpses
heavy.
of thrash, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so it's interesting, but most of the bands that we did play with, there were not
Hey,
a lot of Christian.
Ryan's on here. Ryan.
Ryan,
Yeah. He says, "What's up, Nina and Dave?" Awesome.
wait, Ryan, you're supposed to be working on my music right now. What are you doing?
Ah, busted.
Ah.
Brian,
Oh, we should have.
Brian Searcher's got a question for you. A couple of questions actually. When you're playing bass, do you have a favorite brand or model that you use? And what is your favorite gear to use to play with?
Okay. The bass that I used to have was just a Fender bass, and I gave it away. So here's my bass story, because this is a cool story. This
Hmm.
just happened a week ago. One of my daughter's wonderful boyfriend decides to give me a brand new Fender bass and a brand new orange. He just gave me brand new stuff, which I
I
had given.
It was just kissing up to you because he wanted to date your daughter.
No,
No?
I
Oh,
was
okay.
like, honestly, truly, what I said was, okay, God, is this a sign? Because I gave away all my stuff because I hadn't been playing bass, so I just gave everything away. So now I have
all your gear. Wow.
I have no excuse now not to play in the lead, because even when I was recording the thing I sent you, that is a really not good bass that Julio just brought over to my house, because I said to him, I don't have bass anymore. I gave it away.
Like you said, it's a rough demo.
Yes.
It just kind of gives you an idea of where the song's going to go. It's not the final product, right? Mm-hmm.
But I stopped playing the bass. Usually when you're leading worship, I'm not saying this doesn't happen, but most people that lead worship are not bass players. You're usually leading on your piano or your guitar. I'm not saying you can't. I'm sure there are some worship leaders that use bass, but I just,
like at my church, our worship team at my church, we got one guy that plays acoustic guitar and sings.
Yes.
And the other people who sing, they're not playing any instrument; they're just singing. So, and then the whole band is, back behind them. But yeah,
right. Well, I had pretty big worship team at some point where everybody played an instrument and only 2 people sang who didn't play.
Right.
So 2 electric guitars, like a regular type of band type of thing. But to get back to the bass, I feel like it's almost like I'm starting over again with playing the bass and writing. I just wrote something a few days ago on the bass.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
I surprised me, because I'm like, oh, this is interesting. This is
you're like, hey, that's cool.
Like, oh, I can play.
Right on.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's like riding a bike. But when I did play the bass, it was only in the lead. So the other bands that I had, I played guitar, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, or piano. I never played the bass in those other bands. So it's like kind of coming back full circle.
So in those other bands, you basically you just sang, right?
No, I played either electric guitar.
Oh, right. You were saying that.
Or acoustic electric.
Ah, okay.
Or piano.
So because I don't play an instrument, is there and I don't know, I've always wanted to ask somebody this, and this just came to mind.
Ask me.
But is there a huge difference well, okay, I guess there is. All right, a difference. What would you say is the difference between
for me
between playing guitar and bass?
I don't know if this is for everyone, but I feel like I express myself totally different on each instrument.
Okay.
And even with songs that I write, if I write them on the piano and then I go over to the guitar and play them on the guitar, it has a different feel.
Okay.
And that's just me. I actually love gospel. I love gospel music and that genre also, which let's say if I'm leading worship and I'm doing a song that's more that way, I definitely would be on a piano. If I went over to the guitar, it would start to sound more like rock. So
okay.
for me, that helps me. Like, let's say a song is not really rock oriented. It's more gospel-y oriented. I'm definitely going to go to the piano, because my tendency is if I go to the guitar, it's now turned into a rock version of that song, just because that's how I play.
Right. Okay.
And I'm always trying to get everybody to go, the chunk of.
Right. Right on.
Even if it doesn't, even if it's not supposed to have that, because I just tend to go that way.
Oh yeah. So anybody who's wanting to what advice would you have for somebody who, wants to pick up and learn an instrument, maybe even put a band together someday? What would you tell them?
And I just told this because I help some kids out during the week. They're little ones.
Mm-hmm.
This is me also. piano is, I think, easier to learn than guitar.
Really? Wow.
Because you can learn some chords, simple chords on the piano, right?
Mm-hmm.
And within a week or two, if you could be writing already with those chords. Guitar, you're pressing down. You got to hold down the strings. You got to do that doesn't always come as easy to everybody. I think piano's an easier instrument to start off on. I'm just talking basic chords. I'm not talking about reading music or playing Tchaikovsky or, Bach. I'm just like the C chord, the G chord, the D chord. Like, honestly, if you wanted to play, you could be playing those chords in 3 weeks and you'd be writing stuff.
I'd be the next Beethoven. Yeah.
No, but piano's easy, I think. Now, anybody who's on here who disagrees with me, you can disagree. But I think it's a great instrument to start off with, is the piano, and then learn the guitar. Guitar can be frustrating at the beginning.
I'll be honest with you, it is. I have an electric guitar. It's in the guitar case in my closet in my studio in here. I've had this guitar since 2007. Never learned to play it. One is at the time I could just never afford lessons, and I didn't have the patience to try to learn from watching videos online. That was my biggest problem, is I did not have the patience. I wanted to get on and I wanted to jam out and rock out right away without properly learning. But so yeah, it's it's a collector's item now,
to get a keyboard. Honestly, it's I know somebody else can disagree. It's just easier to start off learning just basic chords on a piano, because you're like, oh wow, I know this, and here's a progression. You kind of see in which I'm not trying to get into music theory here, but just learning like in the key of what this key is, what the progression, what the chords are.
Yeah, and
you'd be very surprised what you're able to do.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So guys, this has been Ninah. Let's see if I can remember how you said to pronounce your last name. Llopis. Peace.
Good job.
Like yo, peace.
Yo, peace. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. I'm going to remember it like that. Like some homeboy saying, yo, peace.
There you go. Yeah.
But I really appreciate you taking time out on your Friday night, and I
appreciate you asking me. Thank you so much for asking.
Absolutely. Me. Yeah, and we've been friends for a little while on Facebook, and now we actually got to talk and get to know each other. That's really cool.
And so your piano lessons start with me next week.
Yeah. Okay. I'll work on getting walking there now.
There you go.
But guys, these, I think they still may be available at roxrecords.com. Okay. The lead again, and the lead, the pass behind plus 30. So head on over to Rox Records, pick those up. And Ninah, again, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight and hanging out with everybody watching. And guys, the lead, make sure you like them on Facebook, and make sure you like the Covenant Metal Show on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, all that good stuff. And guys, Sunday night, I am live on revolutionshow.org on that website. The Covenant Metal Show is live there. And this week's featured band is going to be Weapons of God. So you definitely want to tune in for that. And guys, we'll see you next time. And Ninah, thank you again. And everybody, remember, like I always say, be blessed and be a blessing to others.
Yes.
Yo, peace out.
Bye.
Bye.